In this video, we're going to talk about the advanced camera gear that you need to up your level on YouTube in 2021. Let's get into it. So the cameras that we're going to talk about in this section are very much like for like, in my opinion. It would come down to sort of personal preference on manufacturer, who you want to be shooting with. If you've got any preference on color profiles, because they all shoot in a log format, so a flat color profile. So you've got a lot of choice with the dynamic range of the camera and where your brand loyalty lies. I'm a Sony shooter, so I very much am biased towards the Sony cameras, but I know that there's always the Sony Canon debate, and then Panasonic have dropped in there. So it's kind of where your preference lies. But the first camera I want to talk about is the Panasonic GH5. This thing's an absolute beast. It shoots in 4K. It's got 5-axis image stabilization. It got super fast autofocus, a flip screen. And as I said at the beginning, it shoots in Panasonic's own log format. So you've got a lot of dynamic range and a lot of room to play with your color grading process. Again, if you're going to go for a GH5, if you're a vlogger, you're going to need a wide lens with that camera. My friend Greg from Starting Up, he uses the GH5. He uses it for live streaming. He uses it for vlogging. He uses it for actual sat down talking headpieces like this one, and he recommends it completely. As you can see from the footage that's been on screen, it really does offer a very high quality image. The only real flaw that I can pick out with it is that it's got a cropped sensor. That would be the only downfall that I can see with the Panasonic GH5. The next camera I want to talk about is my personal favorite, the one that I cut my teeth on YouTube. I started and launched my career on the back of using the Sony A7 III. It's got the capability to shoot in 4K at 25 frames per second or 100 frames per second at 1080. It's got a 24 megapixel full frame sensor. We can shoot in Sony S-Log. It's similar to the GH5 that we've got the built-in in-body stabilization, and it's fully customizable with the buttons on this camera. That's one of the main features that I used it for, was being able to customize this and dial it in to the exact settings that I want to use. I've made some unreal videos with this. I even used this camera to film with Dan James at Manchester United.
Thank you for the taking time out of your day for the interview. The first question I've got for you is, when did you first start playing badminton?
I first started when I was 9.
It just goes to show how much of a professional camera this really is. And it's very much still a powerhouse now in 2021. The only flaw and only gripe that I'd have with it as a YouTuber camera is that it doesn't have a flip screen. It's only got a tilt screen, but it's got very, very good autofocus. So although if you're vlogging, you can't physically see yourself on screen, you can rest assured that it will autofocus and find you every time. Next, I want to talk about the Canon EOS R and the Canon EOS R6. The reason I bring up the EOS R first is that I still think it's a key player in 2021. It's cheaper than the R6. It offers amazing image quality, the Canon color science that everybody loves, the Canon autofocus.
But in simple terms, 10 minutes to eat 10 crepes of your choice. If you do that, it's on the house. And not only that, if you have the fastest time come the end of the month, you win 100 quid.
But again, the EOS R, one of the main problems that I'd have with it is that in 4K, it's got a crop. That crop is a massive limitation. Again, if you're a vlogger, similar to the GH5, but what it does have going for it is that it has got the flip screen. Again, my YouTuber friend Beard Meets Food, he uses it on his channel. He's got the EOS R. He has to use an adapter to use the old EF L series lens on his EOS R because they changed the lens mount for the brand new RF system. If the crop was a problem, then I would suggest moving up and getting the R6, which doesn't have a crop at 4K. Again, depending on what the usage of the camera is for you guys at home, it depends on what lens you want to pair up with your camera. With the accessories for these cameras, what I would recommend again is a shotgun mic, but this time a powered shotgun mic like the Rode video mic. This comes with studio recording quality. It comes with a shock mount, and they've got like a 10-year extended warranty with these things, so they very much stand by being a quality product. So this is an audio test for the Rode video mic. Again, I'm back in the studio. It's quite echoey inside the studio area because it's quite an open area. But if we go into the office, you'll notice that the audio will deaden a little bit. For me, this is an absolutely amazing microphone. It comes in at a really low price point, and it's a powered microphone. It's the one that I used at the intermediate level to really cut my teeth and launched my career on. I even use this microphone for the Dan James interview that you've seen before. So highly, highly recommend this this microphone. For a tripod system in this more advanced stage, I use the Kea video tripod. It's got a nice fluid action head for your panning and tilting, and it's got all the adjustments you need for video. It's high quality, it's sturdy, and it definitely does the job. And for lighting, I would recommend, depending on the channel and depending on what you're actually doing, a newer ring light is a very versatile lighting system for this level of YouTube. If you got that and paired it with a LED panel light, for example, you get a nice 2-point lighting setup. Or if you're a beauty channel and you need that beauty look where you've got the white catches in the eyes, a ring light's perfect for that. So again, it's very much dependent on what your channel is and what you want it to do, but the ring light is a very versatile light. So for me, in this section with leveling up your camera gear into more of an advanced camera setup, my choice for you guys would be this, the Sony A7 III with the Tamron 17-28 f2.8 lens. That combined with the Rode video mic, for me, is the perfect setup for this section. The full frame camera is super versatile. We've got 100 frames per second, and the E-mount, when you start using different glass, so different lenses, the E-mount is transferable from the smallest one, like the A6600, all the way up to cinema cameras like the FX9. Again, I'd combine that with a ring light and a decent tripod, and for me, that's the perfect setup, and you'll see a link to that down below.